Before I go out for a drive, I typically do a small checklist to make sure the main equipment is good. I don't do it every time I drive, right before I drive, but I try to do it every other time. So let's go over the checklist. First one I check is radiator coolant. Oh, looks like we got an overflow here. Make sure it's still green. Smell it, make sure it's still good. And then put that back on. Now we can check oil. You see it's in really good shape, and I don't have to wipe it. We're full. On other cars you have to wipe it and stick it back in. And while we're at it, you can check the power steering fluid warm or cold. There we go. You wonder why it's got two versions of it. When it's cold, there's no pressure in the system, so it's going to be low, and when it's hot, it becomes pressurized and it goes up. So let's see how we are. Tighten it up. And looks like we're good. On the carb, you can check to see how clean or dirty your air filter is. This is the float level, the fuel level in the bowl. You can check that to make sure that's okay. It has to be in between, directly in center. A little low is okay, a little high is okay, but severely high or severely low, you have a lean or rich mixture problem. You can also check to make sure your throttle linkage is in good shape. Just give it a little shake. You can also, just for the hell of it, I don't do it, I do it like every 3 months or so. Just check to make sure that the fuel filter is doing good. Wheels and tires are another thing you can check. Make sure you have proper air PSI in your tire. Make sure there's no nails in it, anything like that. Make sure that your lug nuts are bolted securely and to the right torque. You can do that all the way around. Another one is make sure that your headlights work if you are going out. Make sure the headlights and fog lights work. It also goes for the taillights. Get the taillights looked at, make sure they work. Have a friend or stick a crowbar at your brake, make sure the lights come on. Another thing to check to make sure is you got brake. Your brake booster should be able to work perfectly because you'd be able to pump it and then it won't pump anymore. You can also make sure that your clutch works right. Also make sure this still works. Make sure, I don't think you can even see it. No. But we can see mileage, and we are at 'What else? Well, that about does it. And that's what I typically go over for a checklist for making sure that the car will drive properly. There will be more of these like this, of just going over certain little things, doing alignments and stuff like that. You know, door alignments, panel alignments, in the future. This is AE86 signing off.